this last year and some change has shown everybody one thing, men and women. Game don't help you when the world changes.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite black male show, the Brother Pill Podcast. You know, we back in effect, man. Here with your brother, O'Shea Duke Jackson and LAR. LAR, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let them know what's up.
What's happening, y'all? I'm still alive in Houston. You know, I'm not dead. We still got power. It's all good. It's not snowing no more, but let's get this cracking, man. Let's get to some real music.
All right, so guys, we want to give you a round of applause for supporting the show. So sound effect. All right, and LAR gave us a few topics to pick from, right? And I think it's a really good one for black men, brother LAR, because, you know, in the black manosphere community, two things we talk about a lot. Well, one not as much as the other, but definitely women. How to get women, that's a very important concept to brothers, and things like that. But then the second partition is some level of self-development. You know, you have guys talking about the Bitcoin thing over here now. You know, you have brothers like, there's the Hall of Game show. You know, you got brothers like Dr. Patrick Dix. You got brothers like Hassani Ali, Gabe, Maurice, that crew. Guys talking about professionalism. And a lot of times, a lot of African American men are kind of stuck in between both, right? And there's some school of thoughts like, can I chase women and get money at the same time? What do you think about that?
I think you can do both, but not at the exact same time.
Okay.
You can do it both in a day. You daytime, get your work done. Nighttime, put in some work. You can do both, but the question is, for me, some of y'all, how much energy you putting into both though? Like some of y'all put a lot of energy into chasing them skirts, and not enough energy in chasing them checks. That's the big problem.
Okay, let me kind of not push back on that, because I can agree. I think number one, it comes to the individual person, because with some black men, like me, I was a guy that was kind of a little bit of a late bloomer. So, when I started really dealing with a lot of chicks, I was like in my mid 20s. So at that time I was a little bit, it depends on who you are. I was a little bit more settled than who I was at that time. I was a little bit more mature. But some guys, obviously can go crazy, because if they're not, let's say, for example, if you're a guy, you're not used to getting chicks, and all of a sudden you're in a position, you move somewhere new. Let's say you move to a community where it's not, it's a lot of whites. You're a new black guy in town, you're a new guy in town. And then, you're doing your thing, and you're doing your thing. And then when women become a lot easier to you, it can sometimes stop what you're doing. This is why a lot of times, if you're in professional school, medical school, dental school, law school, people will tell you it's just probably better to focus in on that. Or if you get into a relationship, that person needs to be in the same field as you're in. I think a lot of black men have that issue. A lot of times with African American men, when we want something that we're trying to do, and I'm just going to be honest, the Isley Brothers made a popular song years back called "I Got Work to Do." Remember that song? And that song was catered towards a black woman that didn't understand that he had things that he had to get accomplished and the demands of what he had to do. And for a lot of black men, what I'm seeing is, even for those who are dealing with chicks here and there, they don't understand what these guys have to do to make it or be successful. So if you're one of those guys who, give into a woman's needs and understandings, okay, baby, well, I could stop this, because it's like, why are you working so much? Why are you doing this or that? It could really deter you from what you're doing, because if you're in medical school like me, but your girlfriend isn't in medical school, she doesn't understand what it takes for you to complete. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you have to work 17 or maybe 14 hours in a day, she doesn't understand that, right? So yeah, you're hitting it, you're getting the coochie, she likes you, but and you like her, but she doesn't understand. And sometimes when she doesn't understand, it can become problems in that. So a lot of times guys will be like really selective in the black community because it's like, okay, I can deal with a woman that she's kind of in a similar field to me and kind of understand my plight, or I'll just not deal with nobody at all. But what do you think about that?
I'm gonna start where you started with the Isley brothers.
Okay.
If you say what about the Isley brothers? They're gonna say between the sheets, footsteps in the dark, make me say it again, hello. All songs about having sex. They're not going to remember the song about, I got work to do. Mm-hmm. That's where we at. Like when it comes to working in the same profession. Unfortunately, we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot because what do we say? Don't mess with people, quote unquote, at your job. Mm-hmm. So even if you go into that profession, guess what?
That's a good
outside
point.
Outside of the medical part, they'd be like, don't be smashing nobody at the job. Y'all have the best propensity to know each other. But the other thing is, some people take it too far. And what I mean by that is, if you got money to make the money before you chase the skirts. Some of us, we put the panties in front of the paper, and then we get mad on the back end. And sometimes your priorities show that. The things some brothers have done. yeah, I got up at 3 a.m. and drove 47 miles across town for the opportunity to hit it, but I had to be up, and be at work at 8. But hey, I just called in. Whatever, man. I just couldn't. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Don't do stupid stuff like that. A lot of us don't want to say the opportunities we've ruined, not putting sex on the schedule for after the time to get our business done. And a lot of us don't like to hear that.
Let me go back to that, because I think if you're a guy and you're starting a business or you're in a competitive program where it's like, MBA or whatever it could be, nursing, it could be welding, mechanics, doesn't matter. Stuff that's hard to do is, IT is work. It also depends, like you said, where your position is. Like for me, 3 years ago, when I was on YouTube and I didn't have I was doing okay, but where I'm at now, I have a lot of help. I have, a lot of people that edit for me now. So I have a better system in how to produce this content now. So I have more time, more stuff than before if I wanted to, let's say, be in a relationship. Whereas, the timing is everything for black men too, right? Because when I was, let's say 2-3 years ago, it was hard because I was in a relationship here, and then I was still in the second year of basic sciences, the hardest year. We had just had that ad apocalypse. That was my only income. Then I had a new blog that came out that same year, so it was hard, right? And I think a lot of guys need to understand where are you in your discipline. Sometimes if you're trying to start a business and then make a woman happy, a lot of brothers don't understand. And even if you're going into a tough field, when you're in a tough field, the field owns you. You don't own it. You're consumed by that. If you're a business owner, you don't own the business. A lot of people are like, I'm a business owner. No, it sounds good. The business owns you. You are consumed by it. All right. That's one thing I've learned. If you're doing, a lot of guys want to say they're doing business, but listen, especially if you're responsible for people, staff, training, expectations, meetings, conference calls, fixing problems in the business, you're consumed by it on the daily. And a lot of times that's going to exclude a young lady. Now, it depends on how much you like her. Is she just a booty call? You hook up with her, you ain't really tripping off her. But what if you fall for her? What if you have real feelings for her, right? If you have real feelings for her, then people going to expect you to make time, because what they're going to say, right? You make time for who you want to make time for, right? So it's like, how much time do you give her? And the thing is that a lot of times women want you to choose them. Like, let's just be honest, Elliot, I'm going to give it back to you. Women want to come first. Women will say, oh, I understand that you have this, understand. Women want to be first before the business, before the school, everything. How do you deal with, let's say, for example, one of these brothers are dealing with a lady, they like the lady, you want to spend time for her, don't let her have no good box. Like, what would you suggest for, brothers like that?
When I was younger, I understood that women want to come first. As I got older, one thing that they will take second place to is a lifestyle. You got guys who are handling business, and then you got guys who say they're going to work like Tommy. Those are two different type of guys. So when it comes to the making time part, well, you got to make time for the person you want to be with, but they will settle for you for the lifestyle you created with the business that you're handling. Because they can see the fruits of your labor because they live in it. So what winds up happening at the end of the day is, like you said, it depends. Businesses consume people. The things that make income winds up being their number one priority. And you can't tell guys, be on your purpose, go after whatever your dreams and aspirations are, without understanding that, people are going to come second. The only people that are really, even if you're married and have a family, you providing for that family comes first, and you spending time with that family comes second, because you have to be, the quote unquote protector and provider. So you got to put them in a position to be protected.
And see, let me just say this, and I'm glad you talked about that, because, and this is, I know that some women watch this channel for whatever reason, I don't know. But this is the problem that a lot of African American women face. And there's a myth, because both of us, we went to college. Obviously, a lot of the younger brothers that watch us there in college and graduate. We salute you, brothers, also. And I have to tell you guys this. Me and LAR are now, elders in this generation. But one of the problems that you're going to deal with if you're dealing with African American women, that they're not going to have a lot of times men in their life that they have seen that have accomplished much. Okay? So when you're the guy that you're hardworking, you need to work 12 to 15 hours a day to get the job done. You know that you have that killer instinct, and you have to have that killer instinct as a man. You have to have that because you can't sometimes get things done 8 hours a day. A lot of women have never seen black men do that. So there's going to be some friction because, she's not used to it. She's been taught that this is not something that black men do. And that's going to be a lot of problem for a lot of young brothers that are dealing with women that they have never seen a man achieve great things in life, and then what it takes. Okay. Because it's going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't go out there and make no money and do well, she's going to talk shit about you. If you don't spend no time with her, she's going to talk shit about you too. Right? So you might as well, because if she want to get the hell on and leave, you might as well be busy and have some money in your pocket. So that's something a lot of young black men are have to go through, is, this whole idea of, well, you supposed to be here, you supposed to be working, are you out cheating and things like that. But, again, sometimes even my own mother, she don't understand why you have to work so hard, why you have to do this and stuff. And then to them checks coming in, and, I can drop that, Christmas present, that she understand. A lot of times women don't understand until they start to see. Sometimes things take time to develop for men. It might take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They don't see it. But, you have to get people, a lot of times, I'm not saying women, but people, when they see your vision, they don't see it, until it starts to come. So with a lot of guys who are trying to date and they have a nice girlfriend or relationships, at first, if you're serious about her and you want to date her, she doesn't see the vision. Nobody does. But then once they start to see what's going on and why you're doing it, then it becomes, okay, I get it now. But sometimes, women will leave. And that's another thing too. A lot of guys have to be prepared to be single on this mission. What you say about that, LAR?
Some of you guys have to take into consideration that the reason why you're seeing the high value man thing happen is because women have regrets for the guy that they left. They didn't see his vision. They didn't think he was going to go from point A to point B. They left him at point A. Now he's at point B, and it's like, oh, hey, won't you, you're a good guy. See, I hate to say this, but don't think that sisters are going to actually believe in you. You're going to have to believe more than other people, because they're not going to believe in you until they see the actual success of it. They're not going to believe. They're not going to believe in you when you have a vision. They're not going to believe in you when you put it in the groundwork. They're not going to believe in you when you're plugging away one day at a time. They're going to believe in you when it's popping. When it takes off, then I knew it. But you, on the other hand, you're going to have the discipline to, even when you're believing in yourself and it's not working and you keep it going, you're going to have to not quit on the process and use sex as a, how can I say this? Sex as an escape. Because some of us have quit because of sex. We've quit our purpose because of sex. We've quit, our vision because of sex. Because guess what? As long as I can get in between these thighs real quick, I got some semblance of getting something accomplished. If I can't get my dream, I could get one of my dream girls. And that's not gonna. Some people get addicted to it, but most people, that's an empty thing. So that's my spiel on that point.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, right? Because my brother, me and you around the same age. Did you graduate class in 99 or 98? High school?
97.
97, okay.
High school, 97.
Yeah, 97. Okay, so you're 2 years older than me. So you graduated the same year. Okay. I get it. So 97. All right. So my brother was class of 88. And he had a shout out for some of you guys from Sacramento and Del Paso Heights. You remember Mr. Alan Rowe. Alan Rowe was the LinkedIn in the black community before there was LinkedIn, and he had hookups with all his HBCUs in the South, and he was getting a lot of kids from the West Coast, athletics and academics, in the black colleges. That's what Mr. Alan Rowe did. And Jackson State was interested in my brother. He was a 6'6" small forward, and gave him a full ride. And then my brother, wanted to stay with his girlfriend. And if she's any kind of woman, she probably would have told him, look, go to Jackson State, you'll be good. But she probably thought, well, he gonna go down there and meet somebody else. He might as well stay here with me. Missed out on the opportunity, right? Go ahead.
You mean to tell me he went to school with Lindsey Hunter?
He would have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Lindsey Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, came out the same year that Shaquille O'Neal did in the NBA draft, or a year after that, right?
It was close.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah. I think Lindsey Hunter came out 1992, 93 draft that went to the Pistons, right? If I'm not mistaken, because Isaiah Thomas was getting ready. He's going out the league. Yeah. So my brother would have been, if he would have made it to the NBA, he would have been in that job. I think Lindsey Hunter came maybe a year after that. But anyways, the situation with my brother is that he messed up on the opportunity to do that because of a woman, and then he lives his life with regret now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the situation. Now it's about regret. And see, for a lot of black men, if you look at why you didn't achieve this and that, you can always tie it back to, oh shit, well, I was dealing with this lady. That's why. And one thing that my grandfather always taught me, he wasn't a very educated man, but he taught me this. He says two things going to be always be here: water and women. All right. And I didn't get it now, but as I've gotten older, you know how we're like in our 40, I'm close to being 40 now. But you got your first car, you were just so excited to drive everywhere. Hey man, let's go here, let's go there. And then after about a few years of driving, man, like you ain't tripping about going nowhere no more. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how it is now. It's not the same with women because men never get tired of dealing with women. But the thing about it is this: I can attest from a guy that came to Poland with nothing. Worry about what you got to do. Life is it's a grind. You know what I mean? And you got to do a lot of building up of yourself, associating yourself with the right people. A lot of black men need to understand how to build a community around people that have skill sets that can help them. And, sometimes the woman that you might not understand, but they're not there for you. Once you get to where you need to go is the most important thing, because black men need to be, because too many black men, I'll say this, I was talking to a brother from All Urban Central. He said in the Bay Area, it's too many black men that have focused on moving in with women and working in menial jobs that they have not worked on their skills. So you go to Stockton, you go to LA, you go to the Bay Area, Sacramento, you see a nigga always shacked up with a chick, but he not independent, so she'll never respect you. Worry about what you got to do first. I'll tell you, I stayed at home until I was 34 years old because I was trying to get into medical school. So it was about what I wanted to do, being it's the best decision I ever made. Black men have to really look at, putting what they have to go first. I'm gonna tell you why. Because women always put what they want to do first. They never put what you want to do first. And all the time, while she's saying she wants your attention and your time, well, shit, she done what she got to do for the day. She ain't doing nothing. Most of them ain't to be mean or nothing, but when she get off work, when she did, okay, now she want to monopolize your time because she already done what she got to do. Unfortunately, you don't have that option. Okay, and if she leave, let her leave. Somebody else will be there. So you guys got to understand that most chicks, 99% of the chicks that you ever deal with, they never gonna bring the same value to the table that you're bringing. They're not gonna be able to bring you the money. You're gonna end up spending more money on them than than they spend on you. They're not giving you nothing. They can't really offer you anything. So focus on yourself. Be very selfish. What you got to do. And a lot of black men are so, well, I don't want to make my girl mad. I don't want to do it. Listen, if she's gonna be there, she's gonna be there. If she not, she not. She can go. Don't mean you don't love her. Don't mean you don't like her. You gonna miss her sometime if she go. Let her walk. You put what you got to do first. Go ahead, brother.
I appreciate you saying that. This is one of the things a lot of brothers get twisted. Most of the most successful men, most of the most successful black men that even the ones that got a lot of women, they put their craft first. Whatever skill that they cultivated, that's what comes first. This guy got 17 kids. Okay, what does he do for a living? What do you normally hear him doing? He's known for something before he's known for the kids. He's known for something before he's known for the women. He's known for something before he's known for whatever extracurricular activities he's doing. You got to focus on your craft before anything, because your craft takes you where you want to go and the women go to where you're going. See, it's just like the nightlife. As a man, you don't get in free. The only way you can get in free is if you're the creme de la creme and people come to see you be there. Or you bring something to the table for that establishment. The ladies get in free. So until you focus on actually you first, your craft, you worried about the wrong thing. Like O'Shea was talking about with the ladies. They're gonna always say they got a sausage fest in their life every day. So all us men, we can wait. Because if you say if you tired of waiting on her, she got another dude in the phone. She got another dude in the phone. She got 20 dudes in her inbox. She got 100 dudes on her Bumble or Tinder or POF or whatever. She got 3-4 dudes at work who just trying. What? And the guys who have all the women that you know, even if they tricks, even if they simps, money from their craft. And guess what? Multiple women won't be with them. They can replace the women that they stepping over. They can replace the women that they tricking on. Because what comes first is that craft.
And speaking of the guys and the craft, man, because you know, now that I've gotten a little older, and you look about the guys that, you know, got a lot of women in high school and things like that. And I'm a guy that's I mean, I wouldn't call myself an intellectual, but you know, I'm a nerd, right? Let's just be honest. You know, I'm a geeky guy with a hood swag, something like that. Those guys now, looking back on life, they're working in menial jobs, broke. The women that they were sleeping with are now fat, pregnant with a lot of kids, and that's because those guys didn't invest in the world that we see today. And now the world that we see today was just different just 15 months ago, where we are right now. Because now the world is about not so much of who you know on LinkedIn, not so much of your certifications, but what opportunities can you present for yourself? You know, I'm talking about a guy by the name of Kevin Samuels, who started a show last year that was on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Found a lane for himself, wrote his own ticket. The rest is history. Okay, $1 million is minimum every year now for him, for as long as he want to do this. Okay, that's writing your own ticket, and that's what the world is looking for from black men or anybody right now. So the thing is, not only do you have to be smart, hardworking, but now innovation, creative, your soft skills are more important now. Building a community around what you do, you know, it wasn't really so important, you know, when I was coming out of college, my parents were telling me things like, you know, move out of the neighborhood, get a job in corporate America, or go to professional school. You know, if I wanted to be a tax attorney at the time, or I wanted to be a medical doctor, so go to one of those paths, whatever you feel comfortable with, and then attack that. And then you can work your way up, whatever you're gonna do. Now the world is not necessarily like that now. COVID has changed everything. So now the black man, now you're trying to go back to the black community now instead of going away from it. Because now you're like, oh shit, now there's the economy that I was actually missing out on, and now I need that more so than ever. How do I go back and put myself in the thick of things in the black community to build a fortress around me with other people that look like me so I can have staying power? That's what we're doing now. Like the Brother Pill, we have market for a black male show. And there's economy for it now. We don't have to go and like, oh, no. Now this is our lane. You understand? And so now you have to be able to not only create a lane for yourself, but then build a community around guys who have skill sets. And see, that's the difference now. It takes more work than it used to, because now you have to work on so many different things, working with people, time management, more so depending on other people to do things. And so then you have that plus a relationship, and now you have less time for women than you've ever had if you want to be successful, because the job market is not the same, but the rents are going up. You know what I mean? The cable's going up. You know, nothing's getting cheaper. So now you have to really be more focused. You don't have time to be out there chasing chicks, you know, like you could before, because the economy was better. And so now black men have to be more, more community focused, you know, like who do I know more, you know? And so that's the most dangerous thing. Now you got to be innovative, creative, stand out, you know, market yourself. Now you're an individual brand as you walk every day, instead of just, you know, working for the brand. Now you are the brand, right? So now you have to have all these different intangibles and skills you come to the table with just to survive now. And a woman might not understand that as much as you know that right now. And that's the dangerous part. So if you get, you know, in a situation where you're dealing with women and you don't understand that right now, you can very rarely, because if you get with a lady right now, and you guys get broke because of coronavirus, she gonna blame you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're seeing all these marriages and relationships break up over coronavirus, because the guy didn't know what he was doing. So if you're taking it easy, like she's saying, doing, and then something happens, she's gonna blame you for not being the man. What you want to add to that, brother?
This last year and some change has shown everybody one thing, men and women. Game don't help you when the world change. Game is good, but it don't help you when the world change. Because there's a lot of people who thought that they could, that their mouthpiece could get them through a lot. Your mouthpiece couldn't get you through this last year and some change. Even on the flip side of that, like there are brothers who've been, say, a lot of blue collar brothers. Guess what? People are starting to love you. You quote unquote an essential worker, right? Which means you employed when everybody else is not. You getting money when everybody else is not. And here's the kicker. For all the people at home, who are stressed out, I feel for you. But a lot of people didn't use this time to recalibrate their lives. Maybe you should learn how to get in the stocks. Maybe you should learn cryptocurrency now. Maybe you should write that book. Maybe you should, if you want to do music, maybe it's time to finish that out. Maybe it's time, maybe it's time to start that business because you're forced to. But if you start your YouTube page, do whatever you got to do. Start making TikTok videos. Some of y'all got y'all fans life popping. But at the end of the day, guess what happens? You realize something. You weren't as good as you thought. Your game is not helping you. And now people are looking to be, not just people looking to be coupled up, people are realizing I might need some help.
Yeah.
Guess what? And a lot of people who, and no disrespect to the people who do the game, because that's not what this is about. What I'm saying is, a lot of the people who talk game, pay attention. Most of them got their life together. The game ain't probably what they got their life like that. Their work ethic and other aspects of life got them like that. The game was something they did on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's not a pimp. You know what I'm saying? So, all the people who talking game, they punching the clock. They got a business.
Mm-hmm.
They doing something. So it's time for you to figure it out.
Yeah, and let me add to that because, especially in today's climate, with a lot of the black men that are looking to, a lot of guys are leaving America too at the same time or wanting to leave America. Mm-hmm. Some guys are wanting to live overseas and things like that. Wherever you go, if you go out, let's say if you're going overseas where it's going to be probably even harder, a lot of guys have to understand that the only person that has a plan for your life is you. I know that's something you already know, but you really need to understand that, because for some of y'all, mama might have already died, daddy might have already died. If you don't get it done, nobody else is going to do it. Okay, that's just really what it is. So you have to, really make sure that you're in that position to be able to do things. And then be in the position, I talk about this all the time. A lot of black men don't understand the importance of building a community around what they do, a community with people that can help them, collaborating with people, collaborating with other black men, things like that. A lot of brothers would like to stay up all day under their woman. The woman can't help you do anything. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with different women in the last 4 years. None of them help me do as much as LAR Movement has helped me do. You know what I mean? Or Solo TV 84, or Kevin Samuels, guys like that, who have helped me, let's just say, collaborate. We could do different things. We could share different stuff behind the scenes. We can help each other get money. We can partner and stuff just on the content. And I've never even met LAR personally, but just that the thing about I would rather build my community around people that can help me do things. You can build, and then once you can do that, then when you have a community that's healthy, then you can have more control. The women are gonna want to be there, right? And then you can have more elite women. You can have more beautiful women, right? Because you have protection that's over those communities, and women appreciate that. But if you a nigga and you don't have nothing and you chasing women, what you gonna do when you become an old nigga? And nobody respects a old broke ass nigga. I'm sorry. 40, nobody wants to hear your excuses. 45, 50, nobody got no time for you, man. So, when you get around our age, 30, 35, 40, that's when it's time to really turn this shit on, man. You know what I mean? If you haven't already. So, LAR, I'll let you. Any last things you want to say, brother?
Look, man, when you get a certain age and Pearl May cooking up the cabbage, it's over with for you. Like, if we're gonna be real about this, let me end on this note. First of all, shout out to you for doing such great work for such a long period of time. But for brothers, I gotta tell y'all what you really, really need to know. Here we go. Guess what? If you don't take care of you, you're dead. From this point on. It's not, where I'm at, the power's out for most of the city right now. If you don't put yourself in a position to succeed, you ain't gonna be able to afford the weed and the alcohol to escape. You ain't gonna be able to afford going out and kicking it with women to escape. You might wanna focus on getting your stuff together before, there's a dearly beloved we have gathered today because he died 25 years earlier because he didn't do nothing with the first 25 years of his life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you want. But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So guys, man, I want to. Mom messaging me right now. So guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. It's your boy LAR and O'Shea for another Brother Pill podcast. We hope you brothers really appreciate what we're trying to do with this one. So yeah, in my opinion about chasing women and chasing money, I mean, I think like if you have like one lady while you're doing something, it's good. Sometimes it's gonna be when you don't have nobody, right? You just with Paul Molina. But those have been some of the best times, man. I've done a lot of my best work. So, I've done that, a lot of the best work. And by myself. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say this. Because you just said it about Paul Molina. A lot of y'all wasted a lot of time being single, chasing women, and never got one.
Uh-oh.
So get somebody and have the sex you want instead of chasing. Because a lot of y'all just striking out consecutively. Life is pitching a no-hitter when it comes to you getting action. So when you hit, stay there. Just stay there. My bad. That's all.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for your support. And it's 5 a.m. here in Poland, 4:54 a.m. So, God, thank you so much for supporting us. And as you know, the buffoonery remains the all-time high. Anything else, LAR?
Peace.